And thank you so much, Shemayi, for that wonderful report you brought our way this morning on how to care for our eyes, especially with reference to World Sight Day. We know every 12th of October every year is celebrated or marked as World Sight Day. And today we are here in the studio to talk about the importance of taking care of our eyes because we know our eyes is the picture to that interpret our mind. So we have to take care of our eyes. And we have a chief medical director of Kubwa General Hospital in person of Dr. Lasisi Molding to do justice to this topic we have before us this morning. Doctor, you are welcome to the program.
Thank
Good
you
morning,
very much,
Abuja.
moderator. Thank you.
Today we are marking World Sight Day. So let's start. You put us through the importance of taking care of our eyes, how relevant our eyes is to our body.
Thank you very much. Every human behavior in psychological balance starts from learning, and every learning starts from senses. You know, you need your senses to interact with your environment. And it is only through this interaction, let's say, for example, a child, we need to interact with fire for some time to understand that it's a dangerous thing. So senses are very important to learn and to form our behavior. And of all the senses, the eye provide more than 70% of the inputs that the body needs for learning. So if you remove that alone, you have automatically brought that body to a disadvantage. It's a social disadvantage, it's an economic disadvantage, it's even a political disadvantage. So it is a catastrophe. And that is why we place so much value on this sense organ that we need to be a socially achieved person.
Okay.
The eye.
Doctor, when we talk about the eyes and its importance, especially as one of our sensory organs, what, in your opinion, constitutes the most common uh, impediments to good or quality eyesight?
What I like to say, and which is of relevance in the context of the celebration we are having, is information. We need the knowledge about what problems can happen to our eyes and where we can go when those problems comes about. Unfortunately, almost everybody in the world will at one point or the other experience problems with their eye.
Okay.
Can be as simple as redness or itchiness. But about 8 billion people in their lifetime will experience an eye problem. And as much as 2.2 billion of these people are not just having discomfort with their eyes, but they are also having an impairment of function.
Okay.
And of these 2.2 billion, 50% of them have no place or knowledge of a place of where to go to solve this problem.
Wow, those
So
numbers
the
are staggering.
figure is staggering. And the figure is just a minute piece of a scenario. Because beyond the figure, we have the economic disaster that comes with the lack of information to prevent this organ from losing its function or the discomfort that comes with the disease, you know, in the eye and the lack of information of where to remove what is even curable. Because what we know is that as much as 80% of blindness are actually either avoidable or curable. So it is important, and that is the message for this celebration, that we should love our eyes. We have in today's technology and knowledge the potential to keep it for life in most of the people. So, but a lot of them lack the knowledge or information of what to do or where to go. And a lot of political system lack the will to provide or be part of what they need to be in order to make sure that this thing is accessible to everybody.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. In view of today's celebration, it is what is good we celebrate, of course. Our eye is very important to us. What is the theme for this year's celebration, and why is that theme chosen?
Yeah, the theme for this celebration is Love Your Eye at Workplace.
Okay.
Okay.
It is a build up on the success story of the last year's theme, which was just Love Your Eye.
Okay.
And it is just part of the general strategy to make sure that by the year 2030,
Mm.
there's a vision in sight program up to year 2030. And it is expected by that time, all these problems we have talked about, or people don't have knowledge, people
Mm.
don't have a place to go, we will have harmonized our strategies and plan as a people to make sure that everybody in this world is living with his sight and is not needlessly blind.
Mm.
So this team is just one piece of that campaign to slowly move people from what situation we have found ourselves in now to a new situation where everybody is happily with his vision and no any impediment to holding it.
Okay. Doctor, as we commemorate this day, the World Sight Day, and celebrate the uniqueness of bringing awareness to the issues of eye care, let's examine Kubwa General Hospital. This is where you are the Chief Medical Director. Uh, what initiatives are ongoing there to uh, add to this, to make this team richer of Love Your Eyes at the Workplace?
Okay. One of the things we say is everybody that is at work will come and let's check you
Okay.
because most people above the age of 40, 50 years old
Mm.
might have one thing or the other that they're not aware of.
Mm.
And most diseases pass through this phase, this preclinical phase of it is there, but it is not bad enough to stop your function, but it is bad enough to remove the reserve you have. So if you are lucky to be picked up at that stage, it means that you will never get to a time that you have lost your function.
Mm.
So you can stop the disease from taking away your reserve, and therefore you will have your function throughout life. So
Okay.
we are checking our workers, and even yesterday in our secretariat, all the workers are being checked. Today, as I speak, in the abattoir in town, people are there checking people in the community in
Okay.
Karu Abattoir.
Mm.
So these are some of the activities that we do. Of course, there is the information, education, and communication campaign
Okay.
that is also going around workers that we know that are at risk. People like welders, people that do iron work, like carpenters. We expect that in certain vocations, people will take the precautions for their type of job.
Okay.
They say there's always a safe way to do any work,
That's true.
and eye safety come into relevance for some jobs like the ones I have mentioned. So we expect that such people will learn what they need to do so that they will do their work safely.
Mm.
I have had many artisans who have lost their eyes in the
Mm.
past by maybe nail injury while just going out for a casual day work, or whether it's welding something and they have had visual impairment by hot metal flying into their eyes. So these activities, we believe, will bring to eminence the issue of safety of eye in the workplace
Okay.
for this particular year.
Okay, you've almost responded to the questions I was about asking. That what other level of awareness are you putting out there? Because you have to be intentional about caring for our eyes that you're doing, so that individuals must be intentional about taking care of their eyes. I think you've thrown more light to that in case you want to add. But this question is going to talk about what are the latest technologies that we have on ground, talking about treatment if you're down with eye issue.
Okay.
Yes.
If we go to latest technology, maybe we'll actually move out of our own environment.
Okay.
Because technology is adaptable to different culture. The technology we use might, in the eye of another culture, not really be the latest. So, but what we usually say is that what you need to really stop your eye from going wrong are not the highfalutin things. There are so many low-hanging fruits, that we do to make sure that we are in eye safety.
Okay.
Like primary care, we talk about primary eye care. We should take hygiene very serious. You know,
Mm.
and we have had people who have red eyes, and the next thing they do is they take cow dungs, they take cow urine, and then they pour over their eyes, and the condition move from something that is reversible to something that is not reversible. So proper food, because of course, if you are well nourished,
Mm.
and especially if you have very good vitamin A supplementation, we expect that your eye will be resistant, to certain diseases.
Okay.
And even when they come, like measles, if you are well nourished, you are not likely to lose your eyes. But when you are already undernourished and measles come, it pushes that person down into blindness or other more serious situation. Good water and sanitation, control of insect vectors, you don't have flies around. Those are low hanging fruits that we may tend to overlook,
Mm.
but that are very, very vital, to maintaining high health and general well-being. So, but when we move out of that into like secondary care, when people actually now are unable to prevent the disease from coming up, they now have it and then they come. We expect that you should have the culture of having a regular checkup.
Mm.
Okay.
Maybe
Yes.
once in a year, maybe depending on your age,
Mm.
some people once in 3 months, come and have a regular checkup. And our hospitals are able to do a regular checkup to diagnose virtually all diseases,
Okay.
that anybody can have. So come out, just make it a policy to visit the clinics. We have in Kubwa, Azokoro, Metama, all of them they
Everywhere.
have
Yes.
everywhere. Buhari, government has been very magnanimous to in FCT, to do that. The FCT hospitals are actually functioning like tertiary hospitals, even though they are looking like secondary hospitals. But most of the SCT hospitals have those specialists. I am a chief consultant ophthalmologist,
Mm.
and I have been in Kubwa hospitals for decades. So I know that many of our hospitals are like that with specialists in different fields. So you can come out, let's check it, and then we can advise you what to do.
Okay.
But if indeed you actually now have it a very serious thing that needs those high falutin technology that we're
We're
talking
talking
about,
about.
you know, yes, even that we are in it
Okay.
in FCT.
Well, we're running out of time, Dr. Olasisimwedin, unfortunately. But let's quickly hear your thoughts. What advice would you give to our viewers as regards caring for their eyes, not just on this day that we are celebrating the World Sight Day, but throughout the year? Very quickly.
I want to advise every one of us to take the opportunity to look in our eyes in our hospitals and get the counsel right on time.
Okay.
The FCT government is willing to do that for everybody. As a matter of fact, the mandate secretary of the Health Services and Environment Secretariat donated about 1,000 free eyeglasses
Wow.
for the people,
Wonderful.
That's
for
very
this day.
commendable one.
So FCT government is very willing and has actually made provision for people to check their eyes. They should come out and do it.
Okay.
That's a very good one. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time with us on the program this morning. We do really appreciate this wonderful information you've given to us.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Thank you for coming, Doctor. It's a pleasure having you.
Yes, we have been talking about care for the eyes in respect to World Sight Day. And Doctor here with us has told us a lot. Our eyes, very important. Go out for eye check at least once in a year, twice in a year can do justice to your eyes. Now we're going to go on this quick break. When